Welcome back, everybody. My name is MrLlamaSC, and what a great start we have already seen to the MSI Pro Cup Worldwide. Lucifron has gone up 1-0 so far against Stephano, and what does Stephano counter with but Tal'Darim Altar? Very, very, very interesting choice as, whoa, it's Tal'Darim Altar with the rocks right here even. So very interesting, because they did get rid of the rocks now, at least in the latter versions. That I know of, unless I've gone crazy. But the last time I played, there were no destructible rocks at this third, which made it a little bit more of a bearable map. But yeah, very, very interesting from Stephano. Very interesting choice, and I wonder if it was forced cross spawns, which is why he chooses it, because if you are cross spawn, this map is a great map for the Zerg. Look at all that yummy, yummy, yummy open space you can have as a Zerg player. Just run your units around. You can flank from 10 sides if you want. Yes, there's going to be 10 sides on this map. We're just making that up. But yeah, so just crazy, crazy, crazy. But if for some reason you get stuck in the... his name is Pedro, actually. So... that's Lucifron's name, just FYI. But yeah, if you get stuck with the Terran player like over right here, I suppose, then he can just push up and then of course do the awful thing as a Zerg player, what you hate, when he sieges up down here and just starts blowing away at your hatchery and your extractors and forces you out of your entire natural base, and that can get really annoying and stuff. So really it's pretty location dependent, and that's why I say I wonder if it was cross spawn, and in that case I could see exactly why Stephano would take oh wow, Command Center first again. Would take the map Tal'Darim. So it looks like Command Center first versus Hatch first yet again. But Stephano not going to be able to take that fast 3 base like we saw in the last game. Though I'm not sure if he would really want to, judging by how well Lucifron played in that last game. How easily he was able to just get in with all those Hellions and Banshees and completely obliterate Stephano's forces. As you saw, he took out like 4 queens, I believe, with the Banshees. Just initially, he took out 4 queens, 3 or 4 queens, and the Hellions, of course. And then he went and he started roasting drones. He started getting rid of... I mean, it was a mess. If you didn't watch Game 1, please go back and watch Game 1. And if you're a Terran player who, complains about the matchup, just go watch that and be like, wow, this is Stephano, who is a god-tier Zerg. And Lucifron actually just, tore him apart, completely picked apart his entire defenses right there. So really, really well done. I'm interested to see if he's going to open with the same sort of style. And I called, he only had 1 gas last time. I was like, oh, he must not be going for Cloak Banshees. He's only grabbed 1 gas, and then he went for Cloak Banshees. So I'm not going to say he's not going for Cloak Banshees this time. He might be going for Cloak Banshees. He only has 1 gas right now, but he could still go for Cloak Banshees very easily. So I'm just going to say that right now and cover my... But so it looks like we'll be going for the Reactor Hellion opening at the very least. Now is taking the second gas, so I guess 19 is not as awful. Just generally, I do see that second gas a little bit earlier when people go Cloak Banshees from what I expect. But so far, everything looks pretty similar. And how is Stephano changing it up? Look at this. He's already grabbing 2 extractors. Something I would like to note, though, he has grabbed these extractors, and it is going to be forced cross position. No, it's not. Okay, because he is scouting all bases. I thought the SCV was going cross. So it's not forced cross, so very interesting choice by Stephano. But notice that he is grabbing these extractors at his natural and not in his main. So what he's trying to do is keep these queens right here to deny that scouting SCV. The SCV might get in, might see the gas right there, might see both gas, right? And if he sees both gas, that's going to be a huge mind game, because all of a sudden Lucifron's going to be like, whoa, 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 this is 2 base mutas. He's got 4 gas already going right here. It's going to be crazy. But instead, Stephano's only grabbed these 2 gas right here, and I'm still not even sure what he's going to do. It's possible he goes for some sort of Roach Bane bust with this. There's still a lot of possibilities that could happen. But as of right now, he's just trying to kind of trick and play mind games with his opponent by getting the 2 gas out there at the natural. And of course, if there was a scan as well, he would see that. Or if he scanned in the main, he would see no gas, right? But the layer is going down now, of course. So the scout SCV not even going to make it in. He did send that scout out very, very late. But I suppose, Hellions might be able to make it in, then they could see the gas, and that right there is a little mind game in itself. And then he is getting lair tech as well, so he still is now finally going to be adding on the third and fourth gas right there at 48 supply. A pretty general timing to get your 4 gas at this point. And is he going to be attempting to move and take a 3rd base, or is he going to go for some sort of crazy 2 base play? it could possibly be two base mutas. I mean, you never really know. He might have just been playing safe, getting only the 2 gas to start. Didn't want to rush it out too much. Wanted to make sure he could still get up his Evo chambers and his queens right there for some blocking in the spine crawler. And then once he had enough droned and enough such, he might be switching into it. So we'll see when his lair finishes. Is he going to be dropping a Spire? He's sending drone back here. Yes, he is. 2 base muta out of Stephano. And this right here might be trying to catch his opponent off guard. He's expecting Lucifron to go for that same build he saw last game because it worked so well, and he is playing into his hands right now. He's got Cloak going, he's got the Banshees out, and how upset will Lucifron be when all of a sudden he has no anti-air units whatsoever? And if he continues with the mech play as we saw last game, no, he won't. Instead, he's going to actually get that faster third, and then he's going to go into double upgrades, but still somewhat greedy play. He won't have any anti-air for a little bit here. His barracks is not producing anything really. I think he's just going to get stem on that and then maybe a marine or something. Regardless, not very much to deal with Mutalisk. Now we have a better wall kind of formed over here at this natural. The queen is... what? The Overseer is already prepared for that. Look at that. Stephano not playing any games. He says, no way, Jose. You are staying out of my base. I am already protected against you. I have got these 3 queens right here. I've got all these lings in the back that are needed for defense, and he is just going to keep piling up money. And you know what? This is such beautiful play from Stephano. Such a great way to counter and come back after that first game right there. After he got torn apart by the Hellion Banshee composition, he comes back and says, I'm not going to go for the fast 3 bases. This time I'm going to stick to the 2 bases. Now I can start working to that 3rd base, but I'm going to go for some really fast mutas and send them over to your base, and I might be able to do a lot of damage. And was there a scan that went down? Yes, there was. Beautiful scan right there by Lucifron. He knows something is up because he got in there and he was like, how do you have an Overseer that fast? I am hitting your base at 8:15, and you already have an Overseer. That means you have a lair, which means you know what, there's probably something going on back home, and it is a Spire, and Lucifron reacting so perfectly right here, getting the turrets up in his base, going to be able to defend against so much. But how much damage can these 5-6 mutas do is the real question. Will he be able to start picking away at little things? There's only a couple Marines to defend right here, so this turret's going to go down. These Marines aren't going to be able to do too much. One of them already dies. A couple more barracks are out right now, so they're going to start producing Marines as best they can, but SCVs are going to be falling right here. Another Marine might go down soon. Another SCV trying to throw up a turret, not going to happen. The Marine barely survived right there. It looks like he's going to fall here, I'd imagine, fairly soon. Yes, he's going to go ahead and drop. So a couple more Marines do pop out. He's got 4 Marines right here on the map. Not too much to really deal with these, but Stephano just focusing down on the stem with a beautiful decision. I wouldn't have even thought of that. So amazing right there, and he has to be careful not to fly into those turrets right there. So nicely done, Stem. Not an easy upgrade to get. Takes 3 minutes to build, and Stephano right there able to delay it. Now can use these mutas to do a little bit more harass. Has yet to take a 3rd base though. Very surprising. He's taken a macro hatch. Looks like the Hellions got in and burned away some units right there. So not too much burned away. 11 workers killed though to the 6 of Stephano. So very nicely done by Lucifron to be attacking on the front right there, while he had some mutas in his base at the back. But also nicely done by Stephano to deal some damage with those. You know, it wasn't a ton, but it was just enough. Now he can gain map control because Lucifron doesn't have anything to deal with that. As well, he can also look to see, hey, you know what? Maybe there's going to be a drop and I can catch it somewhere and just slowly, you know, tear away at it, or at least force it back with these mutalisks. So gaining map control with very, very, very limited cost, and now he's double expanding behind this. This is exactly what he does need to do, because Lucifron, in the meantime, is taking a 3rd base. Lucifron has no business pushing out at this time. He's got a few Marines, a tank out, just 1, 2. Okay, so he's got 3 tanks. So he could go for a little Marine tank push if he wished, which wouldn't actually be a terrible idea at this point, but it looks like Lucifron is content with just sitting back, trying to establish his base right here. Has he scouted yet for this 3rd? I don't think as of recently he has seen whether or not a 3rd's gone down. I think he saw that it was still on 2 bases, so he's still worried for some sort of 2-base push, maybe some big muta play coming in. Not exactly sure. And is he getting... Nope, he's not getting a Thor. He's just getting that for the 2-2 upgrades. So 2-2 upgrades finishing up for Stephano right here. At least the 2-1 he already has. Way ahead of his opponent, which is surprising because Lucifron threw down those engineering baits quite early. But it looks like Stephano, with the very early Evo chambers, the very early double gas, was able to really get a head start on his upgrade. And that's something that I really love about Stephano's Zerg play. And I think a lot of Zerg players really need to kind of get going with that, and that's something that kind of falls apart in their game. If you look at how they all play against, Terrans and stuff, a lot of times you'll see the engagements and it'll be like a big ball of Marines and then a bunch of Lings come in attacking the Marines, and they sit there and say, oh, Marines OP, but it's like the Marines will have 3-3 upgrades to the Zergs like 2-1 or something, and there's no chance in heck that you should even come close to competing with 3-3 Marines when you only have 2-1 Zerglings and stuff like that. So upgrades are so huge in this game. Really, really, really need to be players need to be more aggressive in getting them, at least Zerg players, in the ZVT matchup, just like Stephano's doing, who, by the way, has started Adrenal Glands already 14 minutes into the game. Already has that hive, already has an Ultralisk Cavern out. He's got the 4 bases up and running, gonna probably doesn't need any more drones. Nope, 76 drones. He is fine on drones. Now he's just going to get a couple more, I suppose, 4 more, maybe for some spine crawlers, things like that. Going to start rushing out some Lings as well, and transitioning ultimately into those ultras. And the nice thing is Stephano just gets to sit here with these infestors and let them build up energy. Surprisingly, we have not seen any drops out of Lucifron yet. And I think that might be out of the fear of the mutas that he saw right there. He might be afraid some mutas are over patrolling and stuff, watching for that. I mean, I love the little moves like this by Stephano, putting a Zergling here, putting a Zergling there, just so he can really watch for any sort of drop anywhere out on the map. But, yeah, regardless, Lucifron not trying much at all, which makes it so easy for the Zerg player, especially when he doesn't have too much defenses. He's got like 1 spine crawler there, no defenses up there. Now finally a drop is going to be initiated, but Stephano probably already knows what's going on, judging by how... and here he's going to fly over the creep anyways, it looks like. So Stephano will see this and be able to get over there and clean it up. Not the best placement by Lucifron. Looks like he's just going to drop off at the edge of the creep, maybe try and pick off a couple tumors, but Stephano will easily be able to react to that. So 4th base now being taken by Lucifron. Stephano, in the meantime, going to have to prepare for this push. Ultralisk are pushing out right now. 3-3 upgrades are getting started quite late, actually, for Stephano. He had such a huge lead going in with the 2-2, but looks like neither player going to have 3-3 for this engagement right here. Chitinous Plating, though, will be finishing up, actually, fairly soon here in about 15 seconds, so that's going to be very nice. And with the ultras and everything, Stephano's going to be in a great position, and here it looks like we might see an engagement as Stephano starts to move forward, starts lobbing in some infested Terrans all over the siege tanks right here, and he's just going to go ahead and blow up so many of the tanks with the Banes right there. Loses a few units, but I actually really like that engagement for Stephano because he killed off 4 tanks and leaves his opponent with only 2 left. So he says, you know what, now if you want to come and attack me, I have got these infestors right here. I'm just going to fungal your entire army, and you don't have enough siege tanks to really deal that much damage, keep me away from it whatsoever. So right there, that's going to force Lucifron back just for a little bit, which is enough time for Stephano to get even more Ultralisk out, get up to that 200 army. I'd imagine fairly soon. He's actually supply blocked right here. Very interesting. There we go. Finally gets on supply blocked. And now we're going to see Stephano send out the infestor. So smart. Such smart play. Just doing these little things right here. And is he going to see it? He actually moves away before a scan or anything like that. So very nicely done. And it looks like Stephano might be able to get a little bit right here. Nope. But... oh, scan does go down. So Lucifron very smartly sees the little shadow running under his army, able to kill it off. I was going to say, I love seeing when Stephano sends those little infestors, just all over the place, and then he drops infested Terrans in the 3rd and then the 4th base and all this stuff. So Lucifron in a very smart positioning in this game, going to be able to establish his 4th base by keeping his army up here. It's a very nice defensive position that's somewhat aggressive because his opponent, Stephano's 4th base, is right over here. Stephano just now taking a 5th base, a little bit late, I would say, personally, and some Lings now in the middle of the map. Looks like Stephano's going to be going for some sort of flank here as he is coming in from all angles. He's sending them down from the south, from the sides, and what a beautiful flank this is going to be. I love it when Zerg players do this. He's going to catch him from all sides right there and absolutely demolish this army. It looks like as Lucifron able to withstand somewhat as he kind of comes in with a flank of his own, but Stephano is still able to do a very good amount of damage right there, and now he's going to start remaxing on Lings. Lucifron actually able to survive with more units than I would have thought possible right there, simply due to the second flank that he came with. So Stephano came in with a beautiful flank, and then Lucifron came in right behind and flanked himself. or flank Stephano's flank, I should say. It was very, very, very nicely done. And now Lucifron's going to easily come over here and start picking away at this fourth base. It looks like it's going to go down, even though Stephano's going to get in here and pick off most of these units. Does he have enough infestors to fungal? No, he does not. So looks like Lucifron just going to head up here with a little bit of a drop, and this puts Stephano in a strange position. He's going to lose his Ultralisk Cavern. The nice thing for him, at least, is that he has transitioned into Broodlords already. Where are they on the map? I do not see them whatsoever, but I saw them being made. There they are. So he has 5 Broodlords now on the map. He has 5 Corruptors in production, and another Ultralisk Cavern is going down. And are there any Vikings on the field or starports being made? No, he's still making medevacs, so I don't think that he's seen this transition yet. Look at all of the commands that it's going down. Lucifron is in such a great position this game. I'd like to see him really come over here, try and take this 5th base. That'd be very, very good for him. But he's on 4 base to 4 base versus his opponent. He sees the Corruptors now, so now he can start working towards getting out possibly Thors with the vehicle weapons. Level 3 that he is going, as well as some Vikings in the mix. I would imagine that's something that he would need. And now he's going to start advancing forward, picking off the creep, and Stephano having to deal with drops in the back of his base right here, able to fungal growth a lot of those units, so some medevacs will survive, but he's able to kill a lot of that off. But this allows Lucifron to start pushing over towards Stephano's other 4th base and get into position right here. And Stephano, is he going to push forward? No, he's not. Looks like he's going to hang back, just kind of wait for his Broodlords to get there, as Lucifron has still yet to react to this. And is that going to be his demise? Not reacting whatsoever. What I do love, though, is he is getting Ghost Academies out, and it looks like he's going to be moving into a nuke style, as he has 4 Ghost Academies out right there. Stephano smartly waiting on his creep, saying, you know what, I'm just going to kind of chill back here, wait for you to make a mistake to get in a bad position where I can engage you. He just wants to keep his bases alive. A Marauder is running over there to be annoying and pick off that Extractor, I would imagine. Looks like he's checking the bases, actually. And here Lucifron is now going to start heading up towards this base where he can possibly just siege up here maybe, and lay down something right there. Does he have any tanks? No, he simply has the Marauder Marine composition, but still just going to try and pick off this hatch. Stephano in response throwing down the Spine Crawlers, but they don't look like they're going to finish in time. And these dropships might actually get there before these Spine Crawlers finish. It's going to be a close one, but I think Stephano... it's so close, I can't tell. It looks like Lucifron's actually going to get there. Stephano, though, going to be able to actually withstand it, as Lucifron instead just going to attack against the Extractor right here. Some more Marauders and Marines trying to head over here just to kind of scout everything out, check what's going on. And Stephano doesn't have the high ground vision right there, so that is somewhat of a problem. He's going to lose that Extractor, going to lose that spine, possibly some of these drones. If Lucifron even tries that, and it looks like there's a little engagement in the middle. Not too many units, just a few guys trying to pick off some creep tumors. A couple more than a few, so a few too many, I should say. And a Broodlord being morphed right in the middle of the map with no support whatsoever. Here there is a drop over at the 4th base of Stephano, and with some fungal growths and some corruptors, they're easily going to pick that off. However, this is going to allow Lucifron to now once again head over to the 5th base now of Stephano, and Stephano, though, smartly being able to react, pull everything over, and once again catch a few units out of position right here, possibly. Just a couple of them do go down before Lucifron actually pulls back. So Lucifron still only on these 4 bases. Like I said, I really wish that he would have taken a 5th base by now. He is getting 2 nuclear launches, though. 2 nukes, I should say. And he'll be able to definitely use those like right up here. This base has no detection whatsoever. I don't think Stephano has detection anywhere, actually, except for that one overseer that he had for the Banshees prior to. And here we're going to see a cloaked ghost heading over. He's going to go drop a nuke at this base. This base is already weak. It's down 947 health, so 2 nukes would pick it off. Does 500 damage, I believe. Yep. 500 damage, 2 structures, 2 nukes will pick it off. He can kill off these drones, and as a Zerg player, that's the last thing you want to hear when you're sitting like this, is all of a sudden nuclear launch taken. Stephano's checking all over his unit, saying, where is it at? He sees it over at this base, pulls all the Spine Crawlers as well. So beautifully done. Going to be able to get out of there without any damage really taken, except for a little bit, of course, on these. But this second nuke right here could be deadly. It will destroy this hatchery. And does Stephano have any detection that he can use? No, he does not. It's going to go down. I think Stephano thinks the nuke is coming from up here, but instead he just ran it straight onto the map, and such beautiful timing. Right as the energy expires, Lucifron is able to get that out. So well done right there. And now Overseers have more for Stephano. This game has kind of gone into a slight stalemate, it looks like. And this ghost right here is going to fall, possibly. No, he's actually going to get away. Stephano was not searching for it. And another ghost trying to drop a nuke right there. It barely does not get off. Another nuke has been called over here. Stephano this time will see this one and be able to pick it off. So both of those nukes are picked off, or the ghosts are picked off, I should say. Very well done by Stephano right there. And Lucifron sneaking over to this base right here. He sees that there's Zerglings burrowed, or he tried to go ahead and drop the command center there. Instead, he's going to sneak over to the third and get some mules to actually just kind of drop and mine away right there. So very smart play by Lucifron. Might as well use these orbital commands while he can. Now he's going to come over here with Marauders to clean up this base and get over there and say, oh, wait a second, I have to clean that off as well. And what is that? Zerg Flyer Carapace level 3. How many times have you seen this symbol right here? How many times have you seen that upgrade gotten? I can say maybe like 5-10 games that I've ever casted. Tops 5 games, if that. Maybe 5 games. Such a rare upgrade, but such a smarter upgrade, of course, because now these Broodlords are going to be that much harder to kill. Finally, some Vikings are out for Lucifron, and Stephano is just waiting this game out. He is simply sitting on his side of the base, and now it looks like we're going to see some ghosts come over, and so huge, he's able to pick off. How many infestors did he kill? I think he killed like 3 infestors right there. Where's that nuke going down? Looks like it's going down over here at this third base. Will Stephano be able to get some detection over there in time? Doesn't look like he will, so instead he's going to be losing some drones right there. And a decent amount of drones go down, and the ghost dies about a second after once again. Oh man, a little drop over there at the 5th base of Stephano. That drops as well. And Lucifron's just doing such a great job of harassing and annoying the crap out of Stephano. And Stephano is just running back and forth between these bases. He can't go attack. He can't do anything to engage because he's just back and forth trying to defend against all the nukes with all of his army. And wow, Lucifron is just playing this game so magnificently right now. Finally, he's able to kill off, or at least send that Overlord away. He's still going to have to worry about this burrowed Zergling later, but he's got 4.5 bases, kind of, if you can count this. And I would hope that Lucifron would start pushing to start getting another base right there. That'd be so great. And here, Stephano once again cleaning things up, going to be using these Corruptors to pick off anything like that. Some ghosts going to try and move in for some nukes, try and double nuke over here at this 5th base. In the meantime, there's also ghosts nuking over here at the 4th, 5th base. I keep switching them up, 4th and 5th base, because he's taking them at different times, but he's going to be able to drop a nuke there. Another one's going to probably try and hit the army, maybe hit the natural, something like that. And here we can see that the 3rd or 4th/5th base is being double nuked right here. Looks like he's going to be able to get over, though, and kill off these ghosts before anything does happen. However, was a nuke dropped over here? I don't think so. This ghost is just standing there cloaked. He needs to do something. Now he's finally going to start moving over, and he will go and drop a nuke over at this 5th base right here of Stephano, who is still running around in the middle of the map. I have no idea what he's doing, but look at that army composition. Broodlord, Ultralisk, Corruptor, Infestor, Zergling. I mean, that is a beautiful army composition. Another unit being taken out right there. Another nuke going down. Stephano reacting so perfectly to these. He's spotting them before I can even think about getting over. I'm checking where I can see where the ghosts are running to, and yet Stephano still is able to know where all these nukes are headed. Right there, he moves those units away, gets them out of the way. I mean, just such magnificent play right there. And in the meantime, of course, he's going to head over here and try to be annoying, try and pick up a couple mules, couple SCVs, as Lucifron goes to take his 5th, 5.5 bases right there. Hasn't dropped mules as of late onto these mineral patches. More nukes going down. Stephano, is he going to recognize it? Yes, he does. He brings the Overseer out looking for that ghost right there. He's going to find it. Will it be in time? Yes, it will. He's going to be able to pick that off, I think, before the nuke drops. No, he doesn't. The nuclear launch is not detected in time, and it drops, killing off some drones, killing off some lings. Not that Stephano can't remax it, though surprisingly not a lot of gas from Stephano. He does have a ton of minerals, though. But he has been spending a lot of his gas. But then again, if you look at his army composition, where are those Broodlords at? There they are, sitting for some reason over his 3rd base. I'm so confused with his army positioning. He has not made any aggressive move whatsoever with all these units. Look how many Corruptors he has right there. 15 Corruptors plus the Broodlords. Looks like Lucifron is going to be possibly losing this command center, though, yes, it will fall. So nicely done by Stephano. He's going to be losing these lings right here to the Marine Marauder Force, but he's able to kill off the command center with the Infested Terrans. Gets away with the Infestor as well, just to be sneaky and annoying, and he needs to be careful not to run into that scan right there. It looks like he was going to throw out an Infested Terran, it looks like, just to pick away at this refinery, possibly deny the orbital command from falling. Yes, that's exactly what he's doing, actually. He's simply leaving it there to deny that. So such beautiful play by Stephano. It's all the little things that really make it fun. And now more nuclear strikes are called down. And Stephano going to get over there. He's going to start to try and pick away. Will it be in time? One goes down. Is the second one going to actually get off? Stephano pulls the drones just in case. It doesn't fall, though, and it looks like Stephano able to survive with that. Able to keep all of his drones on the minerals and gas right there. And once again, he's denied this 5th base of Lucifron, so this game is still up in the air. It's still coming down to a giant battle. Look how many Vikings that Lucifron has. He has some 23 Vikings, some banelings being morphed right here. They're going to need to get canceled and run away. And Stephano, with a lot of Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor, is going to need some nice chain fungals on that, and if he can kill off a lot of those Vikings when they group up, he'll be in such a great position. It looks like Lucifron's saying, you know what, I've had enough, I'm going to start pushing forward to actually do some real damage right here, but looks like Stephano's coming out to meet him. He gets some nice fungal growth right there on a lot of the ghosts. Before they can EMP too much right there, Chain Fungal does start on some Vikings right there, but they're not able to continue as the tanks are sieged up. Lucifron's in a decent position. He's got the high ground. He's got the vision right here with the Zelnaga Tower. He can now start advancing forward. It looks like Stephano's just going to run right into this, though. Very surprising move by him. I'm a little bit shocked that he would do this, but it looks like he's having a decent amount of success at this time. Going to just be continuing to remax on Corruptors right behind this. So he simply wants to obliterate as many of these Vikings as he can. A nuclear strike does drop. He was simply getting out of the way. It looks like another nuke is going down, though. Stephano really needs to be careful. He needs to kill off that ghost. Does he have the Overseers in position? I'm not sure. Is everybody going to get out of the way? It looks like nobody's going to take too much damage from that. Stephano able to do a ton of damage to this army. You have to remember he's got the 3-1 upgrades versus the very, very, very limited upgrades. Doesn't even have upgrades on his air. I'm not sure that he does. Where's his armory at? And I will tell you. So he does have ship weapons level 2, and that is it. So Stephano with the +2 upgrades against Lucifron in the air, able to keep most of his Broodlords as well as a huge chunk of Corruptors. Look how many Corruptors he has. 24, 26 Corruptors right there. He's going to be losing this base over here, but look at the supply difference now. Lucifron has dropped down to 121 supply. He's trying to remax on whatever he can. Stephano is going to be pushing, though, and with a ton of Broodlord Corruptor, so he's going to be able to protect most of these Broodlords for a while, except from a giant ground army, I would imagine, though the Broodlords can kind of protect themselves, considering there's not too much ground army right here. Way too many Marauders in this mix, and Stephano needs to be careful not to leave these Broodlords unattended. There we go, finally pulls back the Corruptors. The Broodlord's going to easily take out those ghosts. Now he's going to start pushing forward. There are some Vikings here, but they're going to be evaporating so quickly. He's trying to micro these the best that he can. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, though, as Stephano amazingly looks like he might be able to actually come back from this. Broodlords now are pushing forward right here. And the Vikings, there's a couple, 3 Vikings left trying to do what they can, but they're just getting eaten alive so quickly. Fungal growth coming out as well. Little micro things like that from Stephano. So beautiful to always see. And that's going to be the last of the Vikings. Some Lings and Ultras now starting to stream in. There's only a little Marine Marauder force right here for Lucifron. I don't know if he has enough at this point. He is down over 100 supplies, so this might be closing in on the end of him as Stephano pushes forward. Lucifron not able to mine from anywhere. He is completely out of mining bases, so he has no money left whatsoever to really remax to counter this army of Stephano, who doesn't have much left either, but he has enough in the bank. He was cost efficient enough in that engagement right there that he was able to save the majority of his army, while Lucifron lost pretty much all of it, including a lot of Vikings that were definitely necessary for this composition right here. So these ghosts trying to pick away, do whatever they can, doing some decent damage it looks like, but Stephano probably coming in with an Overseer, I'd imagine. Yep, so he's going to be able to deal some damage to that, and Lucifron going to have to GG out of the game. What a crazy long game with so many nukes, with 3-1 upgrades on Broodlords, and just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But wow, that's going to be it. 1-1 now in this series. So crazy. I thought Lucifron was for sure going to go up 2-0 after he was able to easily deflect those mutas, get up his third base. Stephano was having some trouble getting his fourth base really established, and it was 4 base versus 4 base. Lucifron was in such a great position, but Stephano, you know what? He held back. He just kept upgrading. He kept getting everything he needed, and then at like the 35-minute mark, he made an engagement that was so crucial, able to kill off so many of the Vikings, so much of the army up here of Lucifron that he was able to just push himself to victory. So I will see you guys over in Game 3 of this crazy exciting series.